Our next session features music. It's called Main Shair To Nahi and speaks about poetry in Indian cinema. We have with us Rajiv Vijaykar, who is an author and columnist and recognized for his contributions to Hindi cinema and music. His latest book is called Music by Lakshmikant Pyarelal. We also have with us B.A.K. Rangarao, who is a columnist and book reviewer and a connoisseur of film history and documentation. They will be in conversation with Manasi Prasad, who is a classical vocalist and museum director of Indian Music Experience Museum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Good morning to everybody here. And it's such a pleasure to be back in person for the Bangalore Literature Festival. And good to see some live faces and not people in a Zoom screen. So a round of applause for Bangalore Literature Festival, Sri Krishna, Ravi, everybody else for making this happen. Sorely needed. It's up to us to revive the arts in Bangalore and everywhere. Really honored this morning to have two acclaimed panelists with us. They don't need any introduction because their work speaks for itself. So I will not waste time by reintroducing them or speaking more about their achievements and their contributions. I also would like to say we have with us Shiv Kumar, who is a guitarist and faculty of guitar at IME's Learning Center. So we'll have a little bit of music through the conversation. So with the title of the panel being Main Shair To Nahi, and which is also the title of Rajiv Ji's book on lyricists in Hindi cinema, it is but appropriate that we start this session with reminiscing that old song. So a little bit from this evergreen song from Bobby with music by Lakshmikant Pyarelal, which is another title of Rajiv Ji's book, lyrics by Anand Bakshi. Great team that I hope he will speak about. So we'll start with a little bit of that and feel free to join in if you remember the lyrics. मैं शायर तो नहीं, मैं शायर तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको, मुझको शायरी आ गई। मैं आशिक तो नहीं, मैं आशिक तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको, मुझको आशिकी आ गई। मैं शायर तो नहीं। प्यार का नाम मैंने सुना था, मगर प्यार क्या है ये मुझको नहीं थी खबर। प्यार का नाम मैंने सुना था, मगर प्यार क्या है ये मुझको नहीं थी खबर। मैं तो उलझा रहा उलझनों की तरह, दोस्तों में रहा दुश्मनों की तरह। मैं दुश्मन तो नहीं, मैं दुश्मन तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको, मुझको दोस्ती आ गई। मैं शायर तो Thank you. So let's begin with the basics. We'll begin with Rangarao ji. So what do you think are the essential elements for good lyrics in a film song?
A poet and a film lyric.
Yes. What are the essential ingredients for good lyrics in a film song? And how do you think that differs from poetry in general?
A poet writes to satisfy himself when something moves him. A lyric writer for a film follows the instructions from the director and writes something to suit the context of the film. He keeps in mind the character, the situation, and the suggestions of the director. These are the differences.
To the point. And I mean, that kind of gives us the sense that a lyricist doesn't have that much freedom. Rajiv ji, I wanted to direct the same question to you and ask for your opinion.
Let me quote Neeraj ji, who, as we know, is probably 20th century's greatest poet. When I met him in Mumbai sometime in the late 90s, he had come down to record songs for Devanand's film Censor and Mahesh Bhatt's, I think, Guna or something like that. Not Guna, some later film. So he told me, देखिए, all of you here understand Hindi? Okay. So देखिए, ऐसे माना जाता है कि जो शायर होता है वो गीतकारों से बहुत बड़ा होता है, लेकिन मेरा ये पर्सनल यानी उनका नीरज जी का पर्सनल मानना है कि the lyricist is far above the great poets. The reason being what Ranga Rao ji said, you know, he is not writing of his own free will for his own free expression. He is not only writing for what Ranga Rao ji said, but he is also writing keeping in mind the trends of the time and the tastes of that particular producer, director, actor, composer, the way the composer works. Most composers prefer to make the tune first. Some prefer the lyrics first. So, and of course, you know, the inputs from the team, you know, ye mat rakhi, ye bahut complex word hai, ye fala fala hai, this and that. And then he says, within all that, the lyricist has to show his genius and his art at understanding the situation in a film and the character's level of intelligence and backdrop. So all these things, he said, makes a lyricist's job much more difficult. And therefore, he considered the lyricist is somebody who has to not only run with his two legs tied, as he called it, but also, you know, justify everything in the film.
Absolutely. So it's almost, yes, like a three-legged race where your leg is tied to the music composer mainly,
Everybody.
and to the director, to the situation, to everything.
Let me add one small bit. Samir ji, who's a veteran lyricist and who's usually, you know, castigated for a lot of too simple lyrics, you know, the Tukbandi kind. He once told me that, you know, one young producer from the 2000s, he had written a song where Kora Kagas, the words came together in the Antra. And this guy said, what is Kora? I don't know what is Kora. The people will also not understand. So he told him, dekhiye sir, on Kora Kagas, a hit film and a super hit song has been made already. He says, no, write a simpler word for Kora. So that is how their hands are tied.
Ranga Rao ji, I'm going to come back to you. So you often say in your writing that lyricist is supreme. No one can change the lyrics or modify or stretch them to suit their requirements. Now, there is a fundamental difference between classical music or music of other genres and music of Hindi cinema. So in classical music, one would argue that either the lyrics come first, like, you know, a Haridasa composition or Annamaya Kirtanam, first the song is written and then it is tuned. Or they come together, as in the case of Muthuswami Dikshitar or a Vagyeyakara. They are both come out as one entity. But in the case of Hindi cinema or Indian cinema, it is typically the music that comes first and the lyrics that follow. So I want you to talk a little bit in detail about how do you perceive the role of lyrics in cinema as opposed to all other genres. And please give some examples of what you think are very good lyrics as well.
Classical Carnatic music means poetry written by the Vaggayakara. Vaggayakara means the one who has composed the music and the lyric. It comes simultaneously. Tyagaraja, Shama Shastri, another lot of people. In Hindustani music, there is a lyric, but I have heard Begum Akhtar sing Bazu Band Kulkula, only that line for 15 minutes for my pleasure. They're not trying to project the content of the lyric as much as they are trying to project the emotion of the raga, according to them. Now, film lyric cannot be compared to either the lyrics of Hindustani music or Carnatic music. Most of the Carnatic music, if not all, I have known, is addressed to God or a lover. I can't make such a remark about Hindustani music, but there also there is a slight undercurrent of eroticism addressed to somebody. Film music. ये है बॉम्बे मेरी जान. How much poetry can you expect in such a context? Who is the character? Also, who is the actor? If you were to do that character, you would do it differently. If I were to do it, I would do it differently. And for a film actor, there's always the public image. Johnny Walker has a different image from Aga, the previous. Bhagwan, my favorite Hindi film dancer, he has a different image. All of them cannot sing the same song, sing the same lyric. The lyric writer, whether it is Sahir Ludhianvi, Rajendra Krishan, anybody, they have to follow three things. The character, the person portraying the character, director's instructions, apart from the cues they get from the music director.
Please give me one or two examples of what you think are very good lyrics in. It doesn't have to be only Hindi cinema, any cinema.
It's very difficult. Because,
Yeah,
I'll tell you. Aaj sa janam hai ang laga lo. It is a call girl singing in a street, but it is the composition of a poet. Actually, in Pyasa, I didn't agree with this particular song in this sense. Why would that poet write such a song? The character of the hero in that film is not the kind to express himself to an imagined lover. Aaj sajan mohe ang laga lo. It's not a Krishna devotee or. I found this. I expressed this to Gurudutt when I met him. He said, ha 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 ha. Over. He's the maker. It's not as though when I question him about this, I'm a better writer than Sahir Ludhianvi or a better filmmaker than Gurudutt. No, I'm a critic. Because I identified myself as a critic. I'm also a book critic. Mr. Rajiv Vijaykar has written 3 books. Latest, Lakshmikant Pyarelal. Before that, Mai Shair To Nahi. Before that, Dharmendra. All of them are available downstairs. I don't get any royalty from the sale of those books. They are excellent. They give so much of information about the individuals. I don't have to agree with all the points. He's an individual. He is steeped in the subject. He has his own. But I got a wealth of information which I did not have access to earlier.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And for those of you who know Rangarao and have read his writings, his pen is quite strong and acerbic. And I think that's high words of praise coming from him for Rajiv ji.
My day is made completely.
Please do make it a point to pick up these books. Any fans of Hindi cinema are out here. Rajiv ji, let's move to you. Rangarao ji talked about a couple of lyricists, of course. He talks about Sahir Ludhianvi and others. And each of us has our personal favorites. In your mind, and you're very good at doing these listicles. I've seen a lot of your top 5, top 10. In fact, you had a top trends of cinema in Deccan Herald that came out yesterday or today. So your top 5 lyricists of all time in Hindi cinema with one example each.
See, my top 5 are rather different not because I've written a book on lyrics, but because I have my own evaluation and methods. And, as always, when we have a favorite artist, firstly and foremost, there is an emotional connect with their songs. So I'm not saying they are the best in any way, but for me, the top 5, and I'll put them in alphabetical order so that, there is no selection among them. The first is Anand Bakshi. Now, Anand Bakshi, I'll just say, Main Shayar To Nahi is written. There's just a small example which composer Lakshmikant ji said, ki when we got this situation and, we had to create a song for this, with all due respect to the legendary lyricists, because they had worked with everybody except Shailendra, they said, typically a lyricist would have given very high-flown poetry in that. Whereas Bakshi Saab saw that this was a Punjabi boy who spent his entire life in a Catholic missionary school. So he was not very likely to be very conversant with Hindi and Urdu. So we had to have something very simple when he sees a girl and falls in love at first sight. So that's why the simple words, an ironical twist, मैं शायर तो नहीं मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको शायरी आ गई. So he said, this is, again, the situation was God, So for Anand Bakshi, the situation in God was God. And the best thing I can say is Salim Khan Saab of Salim Javed telling me that you don't have to go for a day to a school to get any formal education. If you hear the best of Bakshi Saab's work, you will never have any problem or issues in life. You will see the entire kaleidoscope of life within even his supposedly down market songs or simpler lyrics. Of course, with his better lyrics, there is no question, like Chitti Aiye and so forth. The second person, alphabetically speaking, is somebody who I feel is a highly, any number of highlies, underrated lyricist in Hindi cinema, and that is Indivar ji. Indivar ji has been a poet before he became a lyricist. He was a part of the freedom struggle, and he has expressed himself, never mind his Himmatwalas and Mawalis. His other lyrics are outstanding, and everything, again has something to say about life. Like one example, I'll tell you now that Mahesh Bhatt Saab told me that when a widow in UK heard the song Jab Koi Baat Bigad Jaye, she abandoned her plans to commit suicide because she had loved her husband so much. She was devastated when she died. And at a radio station, by chance, she heard this song in the same year the film was released, Jurm, in 1990. And she abandoned plans to, commit suicide. And she wrote a letter to Mahesh Bhatt Saab because she didn't know where to find Indivar ji. So Mahesh Bhatt told me that in her honor, a local Indian radio station plays this song at that time for many years, just as a tribute to this woman and to Indivar ji. The third person alphabetically would be Majru Saab. Now, Majru Saab is that excellent combination between a poet and a shair. He himself used to say that I could neither be a full-fledged poet nor a full-fledged lyricist. But the kind of work he did, even in the most ordinary situations in cinema, and with the most ordinary, kind of movies being made, even the, slightly down market, and that entire range, you see a spectrum which is phenomenal, for all kinds, conceivable kinds of situations, tailored again to all kinds of music directors and preferences and directors and so on. Like he told me categorically, Majroo Sahab, that only two composers are there who never changed a word of my songs. And those were Roshan Saab and Lakshmikant Pyarlal. So the person, the classic example I would give of Majroo Saab here is, Hum hai mataye kucha o bazaar ki tarah, uthti hai har nigah kharidar ki tarah. So that is a classic example of a Majroo Saab lyrics, The next, again, alphabetically would be Rajendra Kishan Saab, who Rangaja Raoji mentioned. His range was amazing. Again, I feel a slightly underrated lyricist of all time. The man who could write the simplest things in the very poetic way. Jo unki tamanna hai barbad ho jata hai, dil mohabbat ki kismat bana de. A typical sad song on a piano, which were the kind of song which was endemic in the 1960s, the hero sitting and singing a sad song while the heroine is going away to some other man. And, such a brilliantly penned song. It took me 20 years to understand the meaning. I heard the song when I was a kid. It took me 20 years to realize, oh my God, this is what this guy meant. Because I just hummed the song. I just loved the song. I didn't know what the lyrics stood for. Because the music is the first thing that attracts you, then the singing, but it's the core, the lyrics, which make the song live on, every song. That's why we are here today. The fifth and final lyricist, with due apologies to all the other greats, is Shailendra Saab. Because Shailendra again did the simplest of things in the most profound way. The meaning hits you sometimes ages later. And classic example of this is, of course, the song Tere Man Ki Ganga, Mere Man Ki Jamna, Bol Radha Bol, Sangam Hoga Ke Nahi. If you listen to the first antara, you hear the wonderful words, Kitni sadiya beet gayi hai tujhe samjhane mein. Mere jaisa aur the exact words, let me, Mere jaisa aur koi hoga zamane mein, that thought of a hero telling a heroine these lines is so amazing when you think about it. How many centuries have passed that I'm trying to explain this to you, that, we are what we are. So these are the five lyricists. With due respects to all the others, I admire Kafi Azmi Saab a lot, Sahir Saab a lot, Shakil ji very much. Again, I think slightly underrated, probably because of his association with Naushad Saab, and many others. Anjan ji hai, Neeraj ji hai. You can go on and on.
Of course. And I'm sure many of you would disagree or need more additions to that list, which we can take up in the question and answer session. So before we move on to the next section, I'm going to, we'll have a little bit of music again. And this is actually goes back to a time, harks back to a time when lyrics were, of course, poetic and classic. So this is, the immortal Jyoti Kalash Chalke, with lyrics by Pandit Narendra Sharma and music by Sudhir Phadke from a film called Bhabhi Ki Chudiyan, which was released in, I don't know,
I think
60s?
1962 or 1964,
Sure.
But I may be wrong. Sorry.
Okay. So we'll go for that. See?
ज्योति कलश झलके, ज्योति कलश झलके, ज्योति कलश झलके, ज्योति कलश झलके, कोई गुलाबी लाल सुनहरे रंग दल बादल के, ज्योति कलश कलश छलके घर आंगन वन उपवन उपवन करती ज्योति अमृत के सिंचन मंगल घट ढल के मंगल घट ढल के ज्योति कलश छलके ज्योति कलश छलके ज्योति कलश छलके ज्योति कलश छलके.
So with that, let's move on to the second part of this discussion, which is really an area of great controversy. Most people believe that lyrics in cinema have gone down the drain. Now, there could be many, many reasons for this. Let's talk about this a little bit. First of all, this is to Rajiv ji. Now, I know you have a personal crusade against people using Punjabi words, kudi and mundia in every Hindi song, even if it's set in rural Tamil Nadu.
When you have a Bengali wedding or a Gujarati wedding, they're still singing Punjabi lyrics, you know. So I have a crusade against the overdrive, not against Punjabi per se.
Sure. The first evolution is, do you think the entry barrier to becoming a lyricist has changed or lowered? Before you needed to know chaste Urdu and good quality Hindi. Today, you just need to know a little bit of English. Would you agree with that, that the entry barrier to become a lyricist has lowered?
See, I would agree in part, not as a whole, because, there's a view which is peculiar to me. I know some people have secretly agreed, they are not writers, they are from the film industry, to what I've said. And that is that the current lot of lyricists, the current busiest people, Amitabh Bhattacharya is probably the busiest, and Irshad Kamil and Kumar. And of course, Prasun Joshi, everybody must be aware of. He's even more of a poet than a lyricist, which he says himself. I feel that these 4 or 5 people, from Manoj Muntashir is another person, from this generation, that is the last 15 years or so, has been much more, I feel they are much more talented than the intermediate generation, which had, some lyricists, I don't want to mention them here, they're very obvious, who came, say, in the 80s and, 80s and early 90s. I say this because their capability is much more, they are not versions of older lyricists, They're not people who like Mansiji said, came with lowered standards, got entry, got a lot of chances because their film succeeded, their song succeeded, and they became the top names. But the originality of thought, which is the primary need, like I said, you have to think with all your legs tied. The originality of thought, the tangential thing combined with the simplicity. Now, in that sense, if you see today, probably a lyricist called Kumar, who writes a lot of these Punjabi songs, is probably considered the most, how they say, chalu songwriter today. But when he wants, he can be really, really, strong in his songs. There is a song in Oh My God, which I think, I don't remember the song at the moment. It is sung by Kailash Kher. Somebody must be knowing that. So that song is about God. And, the kind of meaning he has infused in that song is something which shows, I think the lyricist gets very few chances today to show his capabilities to the fullest because he's tied from all sides. The directors don't know English. I don't know how many of you know that today the scripts and the lyrics are written in Roman. Ye means YH, not Ye with a, matra on top. Very few people know Hindi, Urdu. Like in that sense, you are absolutely right that, very few people know. But then let us again look at what Ranga Rao said. The needs today are far less. Who is going to listen to ye mehlon, ye takhton, ye khwabon ki duniya today? If the same situation did arise, you would have some dekh lo ye duniya kaisi hai kind of song, So
Sure.
there is a simplicity which is over simple. So we are losing touch in that sense with what we call, our generation calls classical poetry. It's no longer needed. It's outdated. It's passé. And then once in a while, when you get that kind of example, like ye moh moh ke dhage, which by chance, for a combination of factors, including the success of the film, becomes popular, then that is an exception rather
Sure.
than the rule.
Absolutely. So you're saying in fact, there have been good lyricists in the past 15 years, and it is just that the times have changed. Ranga Rauji, what I admire about him is that despite belonging to an older generation, he's among the very few people who says things must change. We must move with the time. He does not say my time was the best. So I want you to talk about that. What is your comment on the evolution of lyrics in cinema? What are the trends? Have you seen trends, say, between the 30s to the 70s? You said you stopped listening or watching movies in the 70s. But in that period, say, of 50 years, what were the changes that you saw, both in, say, Hindi cinema as well as, you covered South Indian cinema as well. So what were those changes? Were they good? Were they bad? Your comment. Why did they happen?
A lyricist needs the ability to please the director. Over. Hindi film actor Mahipal, he is the hero in many mythologicals. In my favorite Hindi film, Navrang, he was a poet. He wrote for V. Shantaram, Andhon Ki Duniya, or some early Rajkamal productions. Bharat Vyas, a regular poet, wrote for Shantaram, E Malik Tere Bande Hum, Main Jaun, Tu So Ja, many. Mahipal, I met him in Bombay, not a great poet, but he pleased the director V. Shantaram. Bharat Vyas pleased the director V. Shantaram in those films. Over. Yes, there has been a change. You are asked to write a song for Tansen, Baiju Baura. You are asked to write a song for Lafanga, Loafer. Will it be the same? How can it be the same? You're writing in a different, totally different milieu. It can't be. My point, my yardstick is, does it suit the situation? No other yardstick I have. A film song has to suit the situation. Situation includes the music, the context in the film, the character, and also the person who plays the character.
That's kind of, I would say, just saying the situation is God is not the only answer, because the same situation can be illustrated in many different ways. Does every song need to have ringa ringa, tinga tinga, chaka chak? Why is this need for these kind of hook words that we find, which pretty much have no meaning beyond just sounding catchy? So Ranga Rauji, you once said that I don't know if the lyrics in modern cinema are good or bad, is because we can't hear them. The sound is so over dominating. It's music production which dominates. So do you believe that the music director, the composer, has a role to play in ensuring quality lyrics come out? Everything doesn't have to have ringa ringa tinga tinga, right? It's not needed.
I have a question for you. I asked you to do Abhinayam for Krishna Ni Begane Baro. You might. Will you do Abhinayam for Lara Lappa? It is your choice. It is your choice. And Lara Lappa song served as much purpose as Krishna Ni Begane Baro when it was used in Manamagan Tevai and Varudu Kavali. If a bad film is successful, bad film with bad music, bad dance, whatever, we are responsible. More responsible than us, if there is obscenity, vulgarity, it is the people who are on the censor board. It is with their okay that the film, the music, the lyric, the dialogue comes to reach the silver screen.
Rajiv ji, your opinion on this. I mean, can we just put everything down to saying the situation demanded it, so I did it? Isn't that a cop-out? Why can't we produce good lyrics for current day situations as well?
I think in the last, especially 5 years or so, a little more, maybe a little less, there has been virtually no situation in a Hindi film. The songs are generic today.
Yeah.
Generic in the sense, ye item gana hai, ye pub ka gana hai, ye fala fala gana hai. This is, you don't get even the, and they are classified as what? They are classified as, this is hip hop, this is lounge, this is blues, this is, you know, the practice of naming the song as something like this rather than, you know, defining a certain descriptive thing like ye ghazal hai, ye qawwali hai, ye cabaret number hai. See, all these things not only define genres but also they define situations. You know, a lullaby cannot be sung to an adult, for example. A bhajan cannot be sung on the streets unless it's a procession. So these specific things have given way, it's all changed. And today, you know, music is meant for what? I mean, where do you hear music? The young generation, where does it hear music? It hears in the gym, where they are pumping iron in whatever way. They hear it in the cars they're driving. They hear it when they have parties and New Year parties or whatever parties. And it is heard also, you know, in pubs. So there and then we get that essential difference. So where we want to just, you know, जो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि आज म्यूजिक की जरूरत SOLE के लिए SOUL के लिए नहीं है. So, you know, there is that cardinal difference, which is why the high huku kind of, you know, which are suitable for jumping and dancing and all that. Till that stops, and I don't see that stopping, not in my lifetime. I don't think that will change. But yes, you're right. Kahin na kahin you can infuse something in that, but then again, it depends on the taste and knowledge of the people behind the song.
Sure. I mean, this is a subject we can talk on endlessly. One last trend that we've seen is the rise of the lyricist performer who is actually the rap artist, right? The hip hop artist, the Badshahs, the Yo-Yo Honey Singhs of the world who write their own lyrics and they perform them. Again, a lot of these lyrics may, like Rangarao ji said, have objectionable content, but it is a phenomenon that is here to stay. What is your comment on that? On one side, lyrics are perhaps very authentic because they come from the soul of the performer, and it's the performer who is writing them. On the other hand, it's, you know, it just talks about, again,
I don't know about the authentics because see, there are so many people of today's generation, as in last 15 years, again, lyricists and composers who have told me that I do what I like. No, I don't think in a situation like Mr. Rangarao pointed out, in a movie, you can afford to do what you like. You have to do what everybody else likes and still make a success, like Neeraj ji said, that within that, aapko apna fun dikhana hai. But having said that, you know, many of these raps and other hip hops and all are inspired again by Western influences. And at some point, like some of the songs of Gully Boy, for example, there is meaning, but that meaning is restricted to that context. And it's not something that can inspire everybody. Apna time aayega, fine. That is a universal thought. But beyond that, what? You know, beyond that, it's highly personal. I think lyrics have to be in the context of the person. If they have to be personal, they have to be personal in the context of the film.
Sure. I wanted Rangarao ji to have the last word, but before that, we'll end with an example that you quoted of good lyrics in current cinema, which is, you spoke about Moh Moh Ke Dhage, which of course, one would agree lyrically and musically is a very fine piece of art, with lyrics by Varun Grover and music by Anu Malik. So 1 second, let's get the rhythm right a little bit. Give me the key. किस तरह गिर ये सुलझे है रोम रोम एक तारा है रोम रोम एक तारा जो बादलों में से गुजरे ये मोह मोह के धागे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं कोई टोह टोह ना लागे किस तरह गिर ये सुलझे तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना कैसे तूने अनकहा मैंने अनकहा सब सुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना तू दिन सा है मैं रात आना दोनों मिल जाए शामों की तरह ये मोह मोह के धागे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं जे कोई टोह टोह ना लागे किस तरह गिर ये सूझे Final word from Ranga Rao ji. 3 qualities everybody, every aspiring lyricist for cinema needs to keep in mind. 3 timeless guidelines for aspiring lyricists. Very quickly.
He has to try to say something.
Or she. Not just he, but maybe she also.
He has to keep in mind, he, she, that he has to say something which has not been said before, or say the same thing in a very novel way. कभी तन्हाइयों में यूं हमारी याद आएगी. Sometimes in your loneliness, my thought of you will come to you unbidden. When I repeated this to Kedar Sharma, the poet, he said, where did unbidden come from? I said, you. Kabhi tanhaiyon mein yun. Similarly, I am the garden that has known no spring. I am the lips that have known no smile. मैं वो चमन हूं जिसमें न आई कभी बहार. From Mahal, Nakshad's poetry. They're wonderful. I can't repeat it because I don't have that much command even to speak Urdu. Shahryar's lyric in Umrao Jan,
Absolutely.
wonderful. I remember one thing, a dialogue. Whether you think of me or not is within your control. But not thinking about you, mere bas mein nahi. That touched me. I could understand it, and that touched me. The lyric writer has to impress the listener within the parameters created by the director, the music director, the dance director, the actor, the situation in the film. He has to come out with a song that holds your heart in its grip.
With that, I think this is a topic that really has no end. I think there is so much that can be discussed, but we are exactly at 11:45, which is the end time of this panel discussion.
So in that sense, what you said, no longer applies, because even today, some film like when I mentioned Akshay Kumar, there's a song in Kesari which talks about the martyrdom of soldiers. So those examples will keep coming, but they will not keep coming at the same frequency.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Rangarao-ji also, 1 minute. Do you think Sringara Rasa is the main rasa for all performing arts, music, dance, drama, cinema, which is why all the songs are about love? Or do you think all the Navarasas must be explored or have been explored? Which is the essence of your question.
There are 9 rasas. Shanta rasa is very rarely used. All of them can come into play. Shrungara rasa, because it can appeal to anybody between 15 and 95. For 15, it is something that is yet to be experienced. A little later, something which is experienced. A little later, experience recalled in tranquility. That is why Shrungara Rasa is that important.
I think that gives you the answer, which is that Sringara is essential to the human experience, while we may have many other situations, but love, beauty, and the emotions around it are perhaps something that is very, very essential. Thank you both.
That was a great
Thank you to Sri V.A.K. Rangarao-ji. It's amazing to see his clarity of thought and conviction, and it's been such an honor to share the panel with this 82 young man. And Rajiv ji, of course, an encyclopedia. He was our consultant on setting up the film music gallery at the Indian Music Experience Museum, and grateful to him for that, as well as for being here this morning. Thank you to BLF and to all of you.
Yeah. And Mansi,
Just one word.
Yeah.
I am honored to be here with such committed people. I thank the people who are responsible. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Kumar as well.
I would echo Rangarao-ji's statements totally.
yeah. Awesome. On that note, thank you so much. This was such a fantastic session.